everyone, welcome to MIOFARI. Today I'm going to talk about a statement posted by Team Bunnies on X. For those who don't know, Team Bunnies is a fan union of MHDHH, and they've become incredibly important to the fandom. They not only organize support projects, but also actively work to protect the members legally and publicly. When fans come across malicious comments, fake news, or harmful posts about the group online, a lot of people send them directly to Team Bunnies because they actually take action. Their work is honestly impressive. Well-organized, persistent, and always focused on protecting the girls. They've been a crucial force during this difficult time. So let's break down what Team Bunnies recently shared. Since March, they've been in contact with NewJeans parents and legal reps, so their posts aren't random. They're based on real info and legal consultation. That's why I felt it was important to make this video and explain their statement clearly, so more people can understand what's really going on. Team Bunnies explains that the conflict began with HYBE's audit in April 2024, claiming it was triggered by Hee-jin's alleged attempt to take over ADOR in what they called a power grab. They emphasized that HYBE repeatedly accused her of trying to steal NewJeans during the hearing. However, this specific allegation was never officially listed as a reason for launching the audit or for her dismissal, which raises questions about HYBE's real motives. In other words, even though the stealing NewJeans narrative dominated a huge part of the hearing, it had nothing to do with the original reason HYBE gave for launching the audit in the first place. Team Bunnies continues by pointing out that the reasons HYBE gave for the audit and everything written in the audit report were proven false during the investigation. That investigation led to the police's decision not to indict Hee-jin, which was announced on July 14th. They emphasize that this shows the audit, which ADOR conducted just 6 days after Hee-jin submitted her protest, was already heading toward a predefined conclusion. In their view, the entire dispute was built on a false narrative created and promoted by HYBE, specifically, the accusation of a supposed power grab, which Team Bunnies says was used as retaliation. From the way Team Bunnies presents it, it seems like the audit may have been less about investigating real misconduct, and more about reinforcing a specific narrative. It's concerning to think that decisions with such big consequences might have been made before all the facts were even confirmed, especially when the group most affected by all of this was NewJeans. Team Bunnies then refers to the Non-Indictment Ruling, which was officially submitted as evidence number 224. They highlight one particular line from the document, the third line, which states, contrary to what was written in the audit report. According to Team Bunnies, this line proves that the audit had a conclusion in mind from the very beginning, that it wasn't an objective investigation, but something carried out to support a pre-decided narrative. While the original audit claimed that Hee-jin tried to seize control of the company, the investigation found that no such attempt had occurred. Next, Team Bunnies points to point 5 of the investigation. It states that Hee-jin's actions, like protesting illegal practices in the industry and filing a complaint about copying, don't count as betrayal of ADOR's parent company. Investigators also found no clear evidence she was helping a third party or acting with the intent to harm ADOR. In fact, they note that it's hard to even say that Min saw herself as violating her role as CEO. Instead, the investigation concluded that her actions were in line with her responsibilities as ADOR's leader, particularly in terms of protecting the members of NewJeans. This part stands out to me because it shows Min was fulfilling her responsibilities, not violating them. If her goal was to raise concerns about things that could negatively affect NewJeans, then it makes sense that she'd speak up. Team Bunnies explains that the non-indictment was based on the view that Hee-jin acted to protect ADOR, not harm it. They also mention the Kakao Talk messages used to suggest a takeover, saying those messages were taken out of context and had a different meaning than what was claimed. After reviewing the full context, the investigation found no intent of a takeover and said the messages were misinterpreted. Team Bunnies says Hee-jin spoke out due to concerns about unethical practices, like artist push-outs and copycat behavior by HYBE affiliates. They argue these actions weren't betrayals of HYBE or ADOR and don't justify terminating NewJeans' contract. Team Bunnies highlights that over 1,700 news articles about the audit came out just 5 days before NewJeans' comeback. They stress that idols are especially vulnerable during this time, and even small distractions can be harmful. The media coverage, filled with harsh terms like traitor group and betrayal group, ended up overshadowing the comeback and negatively affecting NewJeans. It's hard to imagine how stressful it must have been for NewJeans to prepare for their comeback under such intense media attention. Team Bunnies says the biggest victims of the audit were NewJeans. Hee-jin was forced out, though HYBE framed it as voluntary. Worse, no plans were made to support the group afterward. HYBE's Lee Do-kyung even admitted, "This is burdensome. We can't do anything right now, there's no countermeasure." In short, Min was removed, but NewJeans was left without management, protection, or direction. In my view, it's concerning when a key figure like Hee-jin leaves under such unclear circumstances, and the group they managed is left without a plan or proper support. For a group as popular and talented as NewJeans, proper management is essential, especially during critical times like comebacks. This situation raises important questions about how such transitions are handled behind the scenes. Team Bunnies highlighted that during the hearing, when asked whether the NewJeans members, the ones most affected, had been consulted or informed about Hee-jin's dismissal, the answer was no. They also confirmed that there was no plan to ensure the members could continue their activities normally after her dismissal. It's worrying that the members themselves weren't informed or involved in discussions about such a major change. Proper communication and planning are essential when leadership changes happen. This lack of preparation could have serious effects on the members' ability to continue their careers smoothly. Team Bunnies points out that, according to detailed info on page 94 of the case materials, management didn't even know which songs NewJeans performed on stage. They question how anyone can trust such management with the group's career when they lack this fundamental knowledge. Like who wrote the songs. Personally, I find it deeply concerning that management isn't even familiar with the music NewJeans performs. This raises serious questions about their ability to support and promote the group in a meaningful and respectful way. Understanding the songs, who wrote them, their themes, and how they fit into the group's image is essential for proper planning, marketing, and protecting creative rights. A disconnect like this could harm both the group's success and their artistic integrity. Team Bunnies explains that the court's provisional injunction was made quickly, without full evidence review, while the police's non-indictment came after months of investigation, including searches, analysis, and hearing both sides. They argue it's unreasonable to give more weight to the injunction. Provisional rulings don't always reflect the full truth, unlike the police's detailed and careful conclusion. In the end, Team Bunnies says the controversy over Hani's greeting isn't about idol hierarchy, but about organized exclusion and bullying within HYBE affiliates. The real issue is that video evidence was deleted, and Hani was called a liar. They believe Ador missed the point entirely in their rebuttal. This situation goes far beyond a simple misunderstanding. It reveals deeper issues in the company culture that need serious attention. After reviewing the Team Bunnies statement and the details of the dispute involving Hee-jin, HYBE, and NewJeans, I feel this situation is far more complex than what the headlines suggest. It's concerning how there seemed to be little communication or planning when Hee-jin was dismissed. Leaving a group without clear support is risky and unfair to the members, especially during key moments in their careers. I genuinely hope the industry moves toward more transparency, stronger protections for artists' rights, and a greater focus on their well-being. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Your support really helps me keep making content like this.